Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining Barely Shipping. Today, I am here with a guest, Romana Kuts, founder of SaaStorm, an agency helping B2B SaaS companies across Europe and the UK turn organic traffic and AI search into a real qualified pipeline. Romana is one of the sharpest voices I've come across on the intersection of SEO, content strategy, and LLM optimization. In fact, so much so, I reached out because of a post that she wrote, which we're going to talk about pretty soon. She's an AirOps content engineer, which as a copy AI advocate just breaks my heart, but we're going to get over it and keep moving on. A Scrunch and Clap brand ambassador, and she's built a content system that helped clients hit #1 in AI search visibility and drive millions in pipeline and organic traffic. Mana, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, Nate, thank you so much for having me. Also, this is like the best intro I've ever got on any podcast, so thank you for that.
Are you serious? This is great.
You're amazing.
Oh my gosh, great. Thank you. Well, I'll tell you what, and I want to make sure that all of that was spot on, but also pitch yourself. Give us the 30-minute second pitch, not at the end. Forget that. Give us your 30.
Yes, of course. Will do. Yeah, thank you so much. As Nate mentioned, I'm Romana, and I'm founder of SaaStorm. And SaaStorm is a B2B SaaS marketing agency. And honestly, agencies that is built around the idea to drive pipeline and revenue. Of course, we track all the things like keywords, clicks, impressions, the classic SEO metrics. But our kind of main goal is always to help companies to grow organically and to grow organically in terms of pipeline revenue and like actual business. So yeah, and to be honest, like I have a journalistic background, so I love to talk, I love to go on podcasts, I love to share what I know. And I think that also helps me a lot with my LinkedIn presence. Because to be honest, SaaStorm was fully built on like a founder-led brand. So our entire agency was kind of completely built from me writing about what I know, what I think, and what I don't agree with. And it's been working.
And as we covered right before the show, you are very blunt. So if you don't want to be on a podcast, you have no problem saying it. You've got double.
Yeah, Nate said like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. You probably didn't like. You were thinking like, oh my god, why I'm joining?" And I told Nate that like, not a problem at all. Because if I would not want to be here, I would be very direct and I would tell him honestly.
I was immediately intimidated because it's like, okay, well, as I ask a question, you're just gonna be like, that's a dumb question. Move on to the next one. So that'll be good.
I hope that no, but let's see. Who knows?
All right. Well, we'll get started with the first, hopefully not dumb question. You took climate tech SaaS client from near zero search visibility to roughly 3 million pounds in pipeline in 12 months. Is that correct?
Yeah, I would say honestly, yeah, yeah.
Okay. And I don't want to talk. I know most companies dive into, oh, what was the plan, the strategy that made it happen? I don't want to talk about the highlight reel. I actually want to talk about what you were shipping before it started working, because it's not like you hit a button and the next day it works. What I'm curious about is what gave you the confidence to stay the course before you had proof that it was working? And did you have to talk anyone off the ledge at any point in the first 90 days and be like, just, you got to trust me, we can't pivot?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And to be honest, I got lucky with this client because they really, really had a lot of trust in me. I don't know why, because we didn't have a lot of cases or anything, but like they were like, you know what? We loved your pitch. We love what you prepared in like pre-sales process. Like, let's go, let's try. So I got really lucky with them actually not like pushing and expecting results immediately. So I think it took off like a bit of pressure from my shoulders that like I have to deliver something right now. So honestly, what happened, climate tech is a very interesting industry in general. And I honestly kind of trying to steer SaaStorm into that direction more and more. We now have, I think, around 5 clients in climate tech. And for this specifically, what I did, first of all, I really took time to understand what they are doing. Because it's not just like I don't know, sales recording software, or it's like a email infrastructure for your company. It's been like a very, very intense topic of like carbon intelligence. So I had to take a step back and understand like what do they do? What companies are they working with? What's their ICP? And what this ICP would be looking for? Because I had no knowledge. So I would be looking for something super basic, like what is carbon? But like they would not be looking for this. So I think taking this time helped me a lot, and patience on my client side also was really appreciated in this moment, as you can imagine. And then to be honest, what was the best is like establishing the right system and collaboration system in place. I think you were talking as well, Nate, about like system led growth. And I think for this client, system was exactly what helped us to get the first results. So we had a very clearly step-by-step defined system on how we were working. So for example, we defined topics with their company and with their like subject matter experts. Then it went to me and I produced content briefs. I produce content briefs, but like I only know as much as I can find and figure out and research. So then these content briefs would go through like approval from a content manager on their side and a subject matter expert as well. Only when the content brief was approved, it went back to me. I did like a final check if their edits still made sense in terms of SEO, because we still want to optimize for search engines, you know. And only then it went to my content writer. After content writer, it went back to me, then again review by a client. So basically, we had like a I would say like 3 or 4 layered review process within our system. And I think there's like a constant feedback, plus still them respecting my SEO knowledge and allowing me to add some keywords and tells them that like, hey, H1 or meta title should be like that. It really helped us to get results. And honestly, we were just like constantly executing the same system, kind of the same process for like 3, 4 months, and we started seeing results. So I think like them respecting my boundaries, but me also being flexible when they like, Romana, this keyword makes no sense. We have to like just not use it. And I'm like, yeah, but it has 200 like volume searches a month, you know? So I think like system respecting each other's boundaries and making sure that we kind of work consistently, that's kind of what happens. So consistency and collaboration.
It sounds like the perfect store, the perfect SaaS storm. That was a ridiculous joke. Okay, but our client trusted you. You had a good experience and knowledge in place. The thing that I really love is hearing that you started with the topical research. Not like, am I optimizing this for humans or am I optimizing this for the algorithms? I got to know the substance of this stuff first. And I think a lot of people skip that step in the system, which is kind of silly because it's like the most important part. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, like I feel like a lot of people are just afraid to ask questions because like they came to me to do marketing, right? And I would need to be like, sure, let's do it. But no, I ask questions and I ask questions like, guys, like explain me literally like I'm 10-year-old, you know what you can type to ChatGPT, like what do you do? Like, you know, I think just being honest and asking actually like how you think like stupid and silly questions, it's actually what helps you to kind of get everything right.
Oh, I could absolutely hug you right now if you weren't so far away because I feel like I've met so many people whose posturing and ego gets in the way of getting the fundamental questions right. And I've noticed, and I don't want to lead the witness by any means, but I imagine that asking those questions actually forces your clients to get really clear on their messaging and what they do and how it all works, which I think is a great exercise in itself. Um,
Yeah, and it's honestly, it's a fun thing to ask sometimes. And then if their marketing team cannot answer that question, or if their marketing team cannot show me how their product works, I'm like, okay, guys, then we have a bigger problem here. Like, let's take
Yeah.
5 steps back, you know?
Yeah.
Like that also happened. I actually had cases when company was like marketing managers were like, oh, I don't know, I don't have a login into my product. I'm just like, please, I don't want you like head of marketing or CMO or CEO to hear that ever.
Oh my
But like, let's figure it out together. I had it.
Oh my gosh, didn't have a login? Okay, well, hey, that's a contract expansion. I'm gonna throw this into the contract. I'm gonna get you your login for you. And then
Exactly. I'm like, finally, it's been 2 years. Maybe finally we'll know what your product does.
yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry. I could talk to you about the incompetency of teams forever, but I want to know about um as you're optimizing, we were talking about do you write for humans, you write for the algorithms, but right now we're in a weird shift of writing for Google and for LLMs at the same time. So two different systems with arguably two different reward mechanisms. Do you think they conflict in structure or style? And if so, do you give priority to Google or the LLMs? And if not, is AEO just a new thing for companies to charge for?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Honestly, I will start with the your last kind of question about AO being the like things that people charge for. I hate seeing when agencies just like have their pricing model and everything like transparently, and then out of nowhere they added like this new block on the pricing page like add on AO. And I'm just like, what do you mean, guys? Like, how can you have it as an add-on? Like, so they will do SEO for you, everything is included. But if you want also to be in LLMs, they are like, yeah, you need to pay 2 grand a month more.
Yes.
That's honestly, I'm just like, no, please. Like, if I would ever have it in SaaStorm, just like Nate, please just message me. It was not me, and we were hacked, because I really feel like SEO, LLMO, whatever EO or GEO you want to call it, everything is coming from the same core of a good foundations of search engine optimization. And some people, of course, they will disagree with me. However, I was doing a good SEO for the companies before LLMO started. And when all of that stuff started, companies that we were doing good SEO just organically started showing up in LLMs. I didn't do anything extra, nothing, zero, literally zero, but they started getting traffic from LLMs. Like, why? Because, like, LLMs taking information from your website, LLMs taking information from the articles that are ranking traditionally. It's all still coming back to the same good old SEO. And of course, like, to be honest, now we are adding some extra things. Like, you can check what listicles are showing up in LLMs and do like a little outreach to them. Now we were experimenting with like adding LLM.txt file. Like, you can do some little extra things, but no, it just good content with good keywords with FAQs. And I was adding FAQs before LLMO started, but now like everyone's just like FAQs is just a new thing. I'm like, no, I did it in 2014, So that's kind of my take. I'm curious to hear what you think, because I think you talk to different people with different opinions as well.
Yes, and I really quick, I'm just writing down. I was adding FAQs before LLM started because I'm gonna make that a T-shirt. I swear to you, that's gonna go on a
Please, can you
T-shirt.
ship me
I'm gonna
one? I
send it.
really
I
want
think
that.
that's the greatest line ever. Yes, I couldn't agree with you more. And I get frustrated. Like you said, there are things you can do absolutely that help. FAQs, schema markup, all of that. Um, Structuring questions, adding more long tail, questions to be helpful, moving to video and you doing YouTube Shorts. But when you said it's still good content, and it's, the way that I've always defined good, and feel free to use your bluntness to correct me on this, but I've always defined good as it has to be accurate, it has to be clear, and it has to be helpful. And if it's those three things, we can talk about the wording and the style, and we can talk a little bit more. But if it's not any of those three things, then it's definitely not good and high quality.
Yeah.
I think for both SEO and AEO, I just think people are overthinking it. And honestly, I got the chills when you talked about adding that add-on for AI visibility as a separate, like, let's mark up, because I just see like people like, yeah, let's make
They're like, yes, extra money, upsell.
fine.
Woohoo.
We could keep underpaying our employees, but we could keep all the money for ourselves. This is great.
Literally, that's kind of how I see it as well. And like, I agree with what you mentioned about the three things that make good content good content. And I think just like before LLMs, we were allowing ourselves to be to be a bit lazy, because we knew that like even if you don't add schema markup, even if you don't add that video, even if you don't add these images, we can still kind of hack the system and get into top one. But now you just need this extras that was always needed, but we were kind of ignoring it, because now you actually need a video, inner images, interactive graphics, ROI calculators, and all of those things, but you always needed them. Let's be honest, we were just like, whatever, I can rank us even without this.
Yes, once you took a few years and developed a certain set of skills, which makes it sound like the movie Taken, but once you had a certain experience with SEO, you really could almost just roll out of bed and start ranking for content if you knew how to structure it right, which is pretty cool. Um,
Yeah.
okay, and this leads in really well to, I'm gonna skip a question because this jumps directly into something I wanted to ask you, which was the blog post that you wrote. I loved, and the premise was your B2B blog posts weren't even that good before AI. And I want to dig into that when you say they were built for traffic, not trust. And I think we were just talking about that. But I want to know right now, content optimized for humans doesn't get found, right? That brilliant Substack, it's got, 40 readers on it, never sees the light of day. Then you have content optimized for algorithms, and it doesn't resonate because it's not opinionated, it's really thin, it's not helpful or clear, even if it is accurate. I think that both fail, but I want to press your opinion on this. What's the actual line before writing for discovery and trust? And how do you know when you've crossed it in the wrong direction?
Mhm. That's a really good one. That's a really good one. I just want to, of course, I want to tell like, wow, I'm producing content that is found by everyone, but I don't. So like, I would love that. I think what we're doing right now at SaaStorm is like we are producing, of course, for algorithms, for LLMs, for SEO, etc. And that's kind of like that AI bots can crawl it and it will be showing up everywhere. But what we now added, like an additional layer for something for humans as well. So like algorithms will find it, humans will find it. But if humans will open the articles that is made for algorithm only, they will be like, it's just bullshit for AI. Buy AI for AI. But if you add a bit of little extra that will keep the human on a page, they will notice that and they will see it. So I will just give you an example. You can have a wall of text and it's going to work perfectly for SEO, for LLMO, for AI search, etc. But humans, if they open it, they are just like, whatever, I don't care. But if you add, for example, now we are creating like Loom libraries with our clients when they respond to a certain question, and we add it like right underneath H1. So even if the entire article is written actually for algorithms and for search, human will find at least like, oh wow, there is a Loom video. These guys did extras. They actually like added a video. And then like for some clients, we add also some interactive data. And only humans actually like to like go with the hover of their mouse and like, wow, it's moving. It go ups and down. So I think in this way, maybe humans will not even find the information they are looking for because they're gonna ask ChatGPT and that's where it's gonna be found.
Yeah.
But if they open my blog and they click through it, I want them to find something that is actually made for humans, and it's normally humans for humans. That's why like videos work, for example, and very like unpolished looms, etc. They are just like perfect. So that's kind of how we balance it.
I feel like we have talked for 1,000 years before this call because I've been telling people forever, make videos, stop over polishing, and it's actually going to be charming with AI because they know that a person took the time to do it. It took the time to just talk from experience with all the ums and ahs in there, that it's not,
Exactly.
they didn't script it out beforehand. They're not pulling, one over. They didn't have AI write a script and they're just good at presenting it. They are just talking off the cuff about what they know really, really well. And that is incredible. And you're right, no B2B blogs had that before. They were just like, I love that take very much. It goes back to our laziness, doesn't it always? Just
Exactly. You're like, oh my God, now I have to ask for this Loom video, and then they will take like 5 days to make it, or maybe they will not. Yeah, it's really like just like this little extra mile. I honestly literally made everyone in my agency now like to deliver extra mile, whatever it is. But then like our monthly retainer with clients, we always have to deliver something extra that they kind of don't expect. And I think that's actually like what keeps, I don't know, the engine running, people trusting us, and us not charging extra 2K because we do AO and at TLDR at the beginning, So
it sounds like building a good relationship, like when a friend,
just
"Hey, you pick me up from the airport," and you show up early and park and bring a coffee. Like, that's just a good friend. That's what you do.
it's so funny that we just like this basic things became just like you need to create a playbook and say like comment a playbook LLM for me to send it to you, and then you just like write good content. And you're
Yeah.
like, wow, incredible
So
things.
happy I left that comment and helped you with the algorithm juice. Oh, I get sick of that. Like, it's
Literally.
or puke lately. Sorry, I shouldn't say it that bluntly, but it's just been gross. Uh, all right, here's my question for you, and this is what I think is interesting. Fascinated by agencies that charge for systems and architecture. So building out that plumbing and that those systems, especially with AI now being able to walk through and okay, we can use this for research, human in the loop here, we're gonna do the system. But my question is, if the system with AI starts working the way it should, the client, I could see an argument that they'll eventually, even if they do, might think that they don't need you anymore, or at least they need you less. How do you overcome that fear when most people are falling into now, I'm just building something that will eventually replace me?
hmm That's a really good question. I love all the debates on LinkedIn about this or anywhere on Reddit, LinkedIn. Like I open and everyone's talking about this. And my take on this is like, if I can build something that replaces me, please.
Oh, I love
Just
that.
I'm like,
I
I'm just like, please, I'm waiting for the day when I will build something that will actually replace me. So first of all, if I will do it, incredible. I think I will be super rich and I will not need anything. And like probably everyone will want to adopt the same system. Let's be honest, it's not gonna happen. And the thing is, like, sometimes actually clients were like, yeah, so you build this foundation, we learn how to write content briefs, we see what you did for us, we don't need you. And I'm like, sure. But like 1 month in, and they're like, oh, how do you include the HTML table in our CMS? Or they're like, our article started dropping in rankings. Or they're like, oh, we changed your route structure, but we forgot that 404 exists. Like, and things like, so you can't, you still always need a senior brain in between your operations, systems, whatever it is. So I think like, if you want to become like everyone else, when you just like, hey, ChatGPT, write for me article on AI automation tools and publish it, you can do it, but you will just not get these results. So like, my thing is really like, if I can build something that replace me completely, I would be the happiest person in the world, to be honest. But like, no, you always need to have this like senior moderator, always. Like, because AI literally will take over the world and we will just be living. Like, I already sometimes feel like I am joining a call and there's like 20 AI note
oh
takers
my
and
god.
me.
Oh my
And I'm
gosh, yeah. Like, the people can't be bothered to show up, and you know they're not gonna listen to it later, you know they're not gonna, like, do it
and I'm just like
train.
sitting there. I'm like, I'm literally when I can remove them, I'm just like removing one by one, just like from the call. But yeah, no, you always need a human. Like it's more honestly, if I was a super junior person that like had really no ambitions, no ambition, no like not a self starter, and I had like no really opinions and experience, it would be so much harder to get into this area. Honestly, it's we touching a very hard topic to be honest, but like they can be honestly replaced by AI.
Yes.
Literally, they can. Unfortunately, it's so much. I'm so happy I'm not like at the beginning of my journey now, but
Yes.
like if I have 10 years of experience and I work with like 50 plus companies, I know how it works from inside. I know what worked, what didn't. I don't think AI can like replace me, at least in the upcoming decade.
I told someone recently, I'm so happy, like, for the first time, so happy to be millennial because I'm old enough to have real experience, young enough that people still trust that I know tech. It's that sweet spot where I'm not like, anyway, I'm gonna get
Yeah, every time I say like that that I was born in a year that starts with like 1990, they're like, wow, because now I'm like meeting people, they're like, yeah, I'm 2003. And I'm just like,
oh, that
"Oh,
hurts. Oh, it hurts. And they can drink legally in the US, and that's weird. Like, oh gosh. Oh god.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, hey, I'm an '80s kid, 1988, and so I've got that. Oh, now I just feel gross. Okay. Uh, my question for you, a follow-up, a bonus, because you just brought this up and it made me curious, but I will let you get on time, I swear to you. So right
Mhm.
under the wire, last question I want to sneak in. If you were to give advice, because now we are the elders apparently in life, if you were to give advice, someone is 22 years old, they just got out of college, they really are excited about digital marketing, and they look at it and they think, well, what's the point of even trying? What would you tell them to focus on to build the experience that will matter?
That's a really good one. To be honest, I would, first of all, I would find a mentor, someone like you, someone like me, so that you can actually talk about things. For example, like I even personally mentor on like Growth Mentor. It sounds like an advertisement, but like it's
Oops.
actually true.
Yeah.
I mean, I am a mentor where you can like book a call for 30 minutes and ask me whatever you want. So I think I never knew about this before when I was starting career. And maybe there was not a thing like that.
Yeah.
But I would find someone you can ask the questions and ask for advice. Everyone will have really good ideas. And I think people now really want to share. I feel like everyone is pretty open, or at least I am. And then I would just try. I would create now it's so easy to wipe code your own website and just like try. Try to create your own blog, try to create some projects for yourself. You don't need a developer, you don't need a designer. You can like just get this 15 or $20 subscription to Claude and play with old connectors, with scales, with core work. There's a lot of things. So I think try, play around with AI, fail, ask people to like do some little internship or like be a trainee for them. I think it's just really about like being proactive. And like I hear that recently, like just playing around. Like I was on a talk of a mm, it was CEO of remote.com, it's a huge company. And he was like, AI adoption is really hard in the company because everyone's comfortable where they are. But I really encourage everyone to play around with AI. Just play.
Yeah. And I think every leader could take a note on that. It was almost like overnight, people are like, hey, keep everything with your job normal. Don't take any breaks, but also become a master in this new technology and build new processes and build new tools and just do that kind of, on your own tech,
Yeah.
please. But it's like, no.
Honestly, I know. I was sick for a couple of days, and then like I was not really checking my LinkedIn, and then I checked my LinkedIn, and everyone out of nowhere like mastered Claude Cowork, and they like built this
Er,
insane systems, and I'm just like, guys, like how did you do it? But honestly, that kind of comes back to it. Like even I need to learn every day something completely new. It is so fast that like even you and me, for us, everything is as new as for this 22-year-old. It just like coming to the same stream. You might have less experience, but you're gonna gain it. Just like play around. Everything is super new. We are all confused. We are trying to be like, I'm an AI expert, but everyone is confused about like what's happening and where we all going, to be honest.
Yes, we're all trying to figure this out. And I love the idea of you getting sick for a couple days and then waking up in the hospital to a zombie apocalypse, like in the walk.
Literally.
Yeah, it's like, oh no,
Yeah.
what did I miss? Okay, that is our time. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough for being here. I'm gonna bug you to get your address later to send you that T-shirt. I was adding FAQs before LLMs were cool. I love this so much.
Honestly, yeah, I was thinking always about like what should be a SaaStorm t-shirt because I still did not make up a merch, but that's such a good idea. That probably, let's see. But you're gonna be first. You will send it to me, and then we'll see.
Okay,
But
I'll
yeah, thank
sign it.
you Sinead, for having me. Honestly, this was so fun.
Did you? Okay, good. Thank you. I know you're very busy. And then how can people contact you if they're looking for great content that's humanized and it actually drives pipeline, not just traffic?
Yeah, so you can find me on LinkedIn. It will be Romana Kuts. I think maybe Nate will add it somewhere with his podcast or SaaStorm.io. You can also always find me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This was great.
Yeah, thank you.
Here we go. I'm terrible at ending these, but I'm going to stop now.